Hello friends, so this is Grandmaster Abhi Ramesh from Chess Gurukul. So in this episode I am going to talk about the champion attitudes. What are the reasons why some players are able to do much better than others in chess? Now hard work also means not giving up on oneself when things get tough. And believe me, just like in life, in chess also we will face many tough moments. Move to move, game to game, tournament to tournament, round to round, year to year. We will face numerous tough occasions. And whenever things go wrong, if you are going to doubt our own abilities, question ourselves in a negative way, whenever something goes wrong, is not really going to help us. It will just make us more pessimistic and we will lose confidence and self belief in the process. So, I would say hard work is also keeping the trust in yourself, keeping your self belief intact after things have gone really bad. And it's not easy. And hard work is also concentrating well on what we are doing right now to keep the concentration in the present, like I had already mentioned. And hard work also, I would say, is using our time wisely. Now, some players they play too fast, and some players they play too slow, getting into time trouble all the time. And both are not good time management, isn't it? So, it is very important we manage time over the board properly in a way that we don't take too many quick decisions or hasty decisions. At the same time, we don't go to the other extreme where for simple decisions we take too much time and waste time in the process. So, good time management is also very important. And it is also important that we keep our focus on our long-term aims rather than worrying over short-term gains. What happens is, like many players, we do preparation at home mainly because some tournament or other is going to come, say, next week or next month. So there is an immediate competition that is coming up and we want to do well in that competition, so we prepare. But here what happens is, like, we will try to learn only things which we think will help us in the next tournament. So for example, we may want to choose some surprising sideline which we have never played to surprise our opponent. But this sideline may be something which we cannot play in the long run, right? So this is one example of trying to meet the needs of the short term, but in the process compromising the needs of the long term. Okay, so this is another thing we need to take care. So we should all not lose focus on the long-term needs. In the long term, what will help us is only if we improve our strength, learn how to analyze positions, how to keep the concentration over a period of time, how not to lose self-control. So all these qualities also we have to teach ourselves. We won't have all these qualities inbuilt by nature. So most of these qualities we have to acquire, we have to learn along the way. So if you are constantly worrying about short-term things, today I won so I am happy, today I lost so I am sad, today I won so I am a good player, today I lost so I am a bad player. So this constant judging ourselves based on results, this we should avoid. And hard work is also about experimenting. Experimenting means you are trying something and the outcome we are not really sure. It could go in our favor or it could go against us, isn't it? So still you want to do things, try things. And experimenting is possible only when your priority is to learn. If your priority is to just get good results all the time, then such players usually they don't experiment. They just stick to known path or the safest way possible. And when you have that kind of an attitude, risk taking or trying to find new approaches to the problems we face, all this will become impossible. And it is also important that you have to find your own way of doing things. This is extremely important. You cannot just hope to find solution to all your problems from others. And this, as a coach, I have seen both from parents and players. They think like I have limited number of problems. So A, B, C, D, E, F. These are my problems. And if you can give solution to this A, B, C, D, E, F, then all my problems are disappearing and I'll become a world champion. No, it doesn't work like that. Okay. So it's very important that we have to come up with our own solutions to the problems we face. I remember one example where one of my student, he asked me, is it good to watch television during tournaments? And I did not feel I'm competent to answer this question. And I can understand this question is important, and I always feel these type of questions are very important, but the answers are not that important. Whenever there is a question that is bothering you, you have to think about it deeply. You have to contemplate about it, and then you look at the pros and cons of different solutions possible, and then you come up with your own solution. In the process of analyzing the pros and cons, we will get lot of clarity. A lot of things will become clearer, and that is why asking these questions are important. But I think the solution is not that important. In many cases, there is no one correct solution to the most important questions in life. So similarly, this student asked me, can I watch TV during the tournament? So I asked him, like, why not we experiment? So in the next tournament, the student did not watch any television and he did pretty well. So, and then when we met after the tournament, he said, so now my question, I got the solution. Now I realized that I should not watch TV during tournaments, and if I don't watch TV, I generally do well. Then I said, okay, let us not rush into it. Let us try the other approach. The next tournament, try to watch TV, maybe like half an hour a day or 1 hour a day. And let us see how it goes. So in the next tournament, he watched TV for half an hour or 1 hour per day. And he did quite well in that tournament as well. Now, he was completely confused. So again, when we met next time, he said, sir, can I watch TV or not? Then I said, it's really not important. That is not the main criteria that is going to decide how you're going to do well in a tournament. There are a lot of other aspects as well. How well you prepare, how well you keep your concentration during the game, how best you give your effort. There are a lot of things that matter as well. So it is not just if you don't see TV, you do well. If you see TV, you won't do well. Okay. So you have to find your own way of doing things. This is what I'm trying to stress here. And hard work is also about coming out of your comfort zone without the fear of failure dragging you down. Now, this is one of the most critical factors which parents have. The parents don't have confidence or trust in their child's ability because they are constantly comparing their child with other successful children in similar age group. And let's say that 10-year-old did something and you are 10-year-old but you have not done that. So we compare, and then when we see one child has done like this, the other child has done, we think this child has no future. But it is not like that. It doesn't work like that. So if we constantly judge our students or our children and then constantly compare them with the most successful ones and then feel bad because we have not met those criterias, then what happens? We pass our negativity to our children as well. And what the children are looking up from the coaches or from parents is the trust that they believe in me. My parents and coaches, they believe in me and I want to live up to that expectation. That gives them a lot of strength. But all the time if they get negative feedback, negative feelings, negative emotions, negative reactions from parents and coaches, children will lose confidence very quickly. It's kind of breaking their backbone, and that is something many of us do, unfortunately. So this is something we should avoid. So we should teach our children to come out of their comfort zone and boldly try new things, take risks, do experiments. Even if it fails, it's fine. This is how we learn and grow strong. This is the kind of thing we have to teach our students and children. Other important aspect I would say is the